Stick around to the end of this video for a word from today's sponsor, Sheath Underwear. Fantastic. Let's talk about an unprecedented situation that is faced by the country right now, and that is the prospect that you got two dudes running for president who really have any shot to win. One of them is Donald Trump, and that one just happens to be in a situation where he may be in prison for the nominating convention of his party. And they're not even trying to shy away from it. They're just having to face it openly because even right-wing media is asking them about what their contingency plan is. If Donald Trump sentencing is on the 11th of July, their convention in Milwaukee is only a few days later. They're having to plan. The party is in such disarray and shambles and has no vision or ability to even rally decent candidates up to and including for president of the United States, that they're having to do contingency planning for if indeed their convicted felon candidate happens to be incarcerated when they go to nominate him. Here is Michael Whatley, the chairman of the Republican National Committee, co-chair with Laura Trump, Trump's daughter-in-law. And he's facing questions from what's his name? Rob Finnerty? I wrote it down here. Rob Finnerty. I always get him and the Schmidt guy mixed up. They're just carbon copy white dudes of one another. They don't look unique like me, everybody. But even Rob Finnerty is asking questions about this. Like, look, are you working on contingency plans? This could very well happen. And then later in another clip I'm going to play, you kind of has to apologize. Look, I know my audience is going to be mad for me even asking the question, because that's a capital crime in Republican circles. Don't ask the questions to which people want the answer. Watch this first clip.
And the convention happens next month, and your nominee could be sentenced to actual jail time 4 days before everything kicks off in Milwaukee. Have you planned for that at the RNC?
Yeah, we're working on that right now. I'm actually going up to Milwaukee this week, and we're going to have a series of conversations. But look, we expect that Donald Trump is going to be in Milwaukee, and he's going to be able to accept that nomination. And if not, we will make whatever contingency planning we need to make for it. But the fact is, he's going to be our nominee, and he's going to be the 47th president of the United States.
Can you talk about those contingency plans? No,
I think that right now we're in the process of putting everything together for us having a great convention.
That was a pretty quick no rolling on into the next explanation that never got pushed back on, by the way. Are you ready to talk to us about some of those plans? No, not going to do that. What would that look like? What do you think it would look like a Republican planned, Republican organized, Republican put together nominating convention with their candidate in prison? Are they going to try to live stream from the jail? Have him give his acceptance speech from behind bars? You just decorate the cell in a certain way. Maybe use the new AI technology to transform the cell into some opulent, ostentatious, goofy, golden apartment like he has in New York. They go on and they ask the question specifically about the speech. What kind of a speech could he possibly give from prison? Is this being considered? And he doesn't deny it. They're looking into plans.
But let's say Trump is behind bars, and again, it is a possibility. Would he make a speech from prison? Would he make a speech before sentencing day? Just something that you could play during the RNC? Are those contingencies being thought about, considered, and planned for?
Everything is being thought about. Everything is being considered at this point in time. We will have to wait and see kind of what the courts present us with the opportunity to do. But look, Donald Trump will communicate directly with the American voters the way that he always does.
Oh, believe me, Mr. Chairman, I can feel the audience right now upset that I'm asking these questions, but yeah. I have to ask them just because we are in such uncharted territory.
Look, we've never faced this. We've had some doozies as president. I've talked about that in the past. And we've never faced a situation like this. And the Republican Party is just unapologetically driving forward. They've chosen this guy. They knew this was going to be the outcome. Early on, you know, I don't know how many times I've talked about the Marco Rubios and the Ted Cruzes of the world calling it like they saw it, warning the American people, Lindsey Graham as well. And now that we're here, they deny that what they said before was true because they have to twist and build a different reality for themselves in order to please the dear leader. Otherwise, he will sick the unruly, unwashed, low information rubes on them, and they fear not only for their safety, but their political futures. But that right there should tell you everything you need to know. Relative to that fear is the last question there that Rob Finnerty said. Believe me, Mr. Chairman, I can feel the audience right now upset that I'm even asking these questions, but I have to ask them just because we're in such uncharted territory. It's uncharted indeed, goofy Rob Finnerty. But why should you fear just asking the question? You are a journalist, are you not? Oh, maybe not. Newsmax. I forget. Anyway, I'd love to know what you think. You can leave a comment below. You can also leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, I welcome your emails as well, daily at dollemore.com. I want to hear from you. If you want to help support this work, if I do something for you that brings you value on a day-to-day or video-by-video basis, please, hopefully it's worth $2 a month. And if it is, click the join button below, become a channel member for that $2 a month, or go over to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. That's not just for the podcast, absolutely supports this work. I'd love to see you there. Be genuine. Stick around for this word from Sheath Underwear. Everybody loves the Sheath Underwear. Or hopefully you're starting to love the Sheath Underwear. Have you bought the Sheath Underwear? You should get some Sheath Underwear. Watch this. Here in the United States, we grant separate powers to 3 co-equal branches of government: the legislative, the executive, and the judicial. Divided, each branch can better support the working of our government as a whole. Why shouldn't this practice carry over to the governing of our own bodies? Rather than allowing your branch and berries to stew in a single stuffy cesspool, well, why not divide so as to diminish your discomfort? Sheath Underwear is here to help you separate your church and your state. Sheaths are the only underwear with the dual pouch system scientifically designed to keep your executive branch separated from your judicial, if you know what I mean. Democratize your drawers. Head to sheathunderwear.com/Dollemore now and score 20% off right away. It was invented by a U.S. Army veteran while serving a tour in Iraq. The idea for Sheath arose from the discomfort that was experienced in these harsh environments. As a former United States Marine stationed in that part of the world, I get the inspiration. I wear Sheath every single day, and they are the only boxers that can agreeably accommodate my tree trunk thighs and keep my branches of government carefully compartmentalized. And I'm not the only fan out there. Sheath are recommended by multiple doctors and urologists and have over 20,000 5-star reviews. The airflow meshes, they're my favorite personally, but Sheath has tons of excellent styles and designs. And once you pick, Sheath will land them on your doorstep nearly instantly, thanks to blindingly fast shipping and amazing customer service. Also, your purchase doesn't just help you out. Sheath supports multiple charities like Socks for Soldiers and Doctors Without Borders. So you're making the world a better place too. Upgrade your undergarments right now. Score 20% off when you head to sheathunderwear.com/Dollemore and divide and conquer your discomfort with Sheath Underwear.